Minister of Defense. Yes, sir. People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
This is a start as we stand and wait on our colleagues to join us. We are standing in front of Minister of Defense UK. And the reason being that we from Uganda, we are condemning and we condemn that the Minister of Defense should stop the training of militias from Uganda. And we don't want to believe that when they seek their training in the UK, they are trained to torture Ugandans. Because right now, Ugandans are being tortured, Ugandans are being kidnapped, Ugandans are being murdered by the so-called cadets who have gone through the Ministry of Defense to Sandhurst Military Academy. We are calling on the Ministry of Defense to stop the double standard of supporting brutal dictators around the world and the preferred democracy. They intend to live on Ugandan blood, which is being poured and sacrificed for the freedom in Uganda. We call on Minister of Defense not to send arms to Uganda or ammunition, tear gas, but to be involved in the development of Uganda by building schools, roads, hospitals. You can't call that aid to Uganda. Sending military aid, arms, ammunition and tear gas to Uganda is not an aid. Ugandans, we are not interested in arms or tear gas. We are interested in schools, I repeat, roads, hospitals, etc. When we talk about Uganda, a country of 50 million people, being serviced by 15 working ambulances in the whole country, while St. Thomas, the hospital behind us, one simple hospital, St. Thomas, next to Westminster, is serviced by over 80 working ambulances. That is one hospital alone. When you put on King's Cross or King's, you're looking at 300 ambulances. In Uganda, whole country Uganda, with its wealth of 1 billion from UK, UK sends £1 billion every year to Uganda. That money goes to Uganda unaccountable, with no accountability. While we have pensioners in the UK who eat in the food banker, we have our veterans who fought for democracy in this country. They are suffering while £1 billion is being sent to Uganda to facilitate the longest brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda, a brutal dictator who took power by force in 1986. Imagine, before most of you were born, the brutal dictator seized power in Uganda in 1986. Margaret Thatcher is gone. In the UK we had over now 14 prime ministers. In Uganda we still live under the same brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda. And the Minister of Defense, they talk about democracy and human rights respect. While they are supporting, they are arming, they are facilitating, enabling the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. We are calling on the UK government to stop the training, to stop the facilitation of financial muscle to the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. We know very well that without your support, Museveni will be out of power since long time. You talk about business cooperation. So Ugandans' blood is being sacrificed in the name of business by the Minister of Defense. Ugandan blood matters. We know very well that we who live in the developed world. We've got the freedom, and that's why today we are standing at the Minister of Defense to condemn that Uganda shouldn't be helped in the name of democracy. We live in the biggest democracy in the world, the UK, but at the same time the UK stands with brutal dictators around the world, one of them being Museveni of Uganda. 43 years in power since this brutal dictator came to power in Uganda, and the UK stands behind this brutal dictator by training militias from Uganda, by sending arms. Ugandans are being killed by UK-made arms. Ugandans are being raped. Ugandans are being kidnapped by patrol cars donated by the UK under the Minister of Defense. Shame on the Minister of Defense.
Shame on Minister of
Shame on the Minister
Defense.
of Defense.
Shame on you.
We're talking about we are the victim. I repeat, we are the victim of the brutal dictator in Uganda. We left Uganda because of the brutal dictator having murdered our parents, having raped our sisters and mothers, having sodomized us, having sodomized our brothers and fathers. This is Uganda we are talking about. And the UK still pumps in £1 billion. That should be really a big shame on our government. We pay our taxes to help the UK. We don't pay our taxes to go to Uganda and help dictators like Museveni. We have veterans in this country who fought for this country. They are suffering. We have pensioners in this country who can't even afford food. They are suffering, while £1 billion is sent to Uganda with no accountability. That should be a very big shame. We are expecting that the new government will have a double thinking about funding dictators around the world like Museveni of Uganda. We are hoping that the new government will put conditions, money to Uganda, respect of human rights. Our aid to Uganda, democracy has to prevail, not living under this brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda. I repeat, the brutal dictator Museveni, he has been in power for 43 years. He took over power. Time for Margaret Thatcher. Bless her. She's gone. Long time. 14 prime ministers in the UK have changed offices. In Uganda, we still live under the same brutal dictator, Museveni. In America, they've changed 9 presidents. In Uganda, we still live under the same brutal dictator, the junta of Uganda, Museveni. We are calling on the Minister of Defense to stand with the Ugandans in removing this brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda. Thank you. People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
This brutal junta, the government of Museveni, has imprisoned Ugandans. Some Ugandans are in Luzira for the last 18 years. They've never been brought to a court of law. We've got NUP supporters who were arrested in 2019. They are still languishing in upper prison, Luzira and Chitalia. That is what the Minister of Defense is funding in Uganda. The Minister of Defense UK is funding our rape, funding our torture, training thugs who go to Uganda and sodomize our brothers and rape our sisters and mothers. That is Minister of Defense for you. People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
As we stand outside the Minister of Defense, we want to call through the Minister of Defense to force the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda to free all the political prisoners in Uganda. Some are in the so-called safe houses. These are death torture chambers where men are being raped, where women are being raped, where young boys are being sodomized, where Ugandans are being tortured. We call on the Minister of Defense to defend Ugandans. We call on the Minister of Defense to defend from training, to stop the facilitation, sending arms to Uganda, sending tear gas to Uganda, training militias who then go back to Uganda and rape Ugandans and torture Ugandans, kidnap Ugandans in the name of security. That cannot be security partnership. We call on the biggest democracy, the UK, to stand with the Ugandans and not the brutal dictator, Museveni. The UK cannot be on the side of the oppressor. We are calling on the UK to stand with the oppressed people of Uganda. 50 million Ugandans are dying, suffering, being tortured, being kidnapped, being raped, being sodomized by the office behind us. This is the means of defense facilitating our torturing, the means of defense facilitating our murderers, the means of defense supporting the rapists in Uganda, training them to torture Ugandans. This is means of defense for you. And on the other side, they lecture the world about democracy and human rights. But the same people, they are supporting, training murderers, training rapists in Uganda, training kidnappers in Uganda. Shame on the means of defense.
Shame on you!
Shame on the means of defense.
Shame on you!
People power.
Our power!
Our power.
People power!
NUP.
Everywhere!
Everywhere.
NUP!
We have just started